Well, I guess we're finally doing it. The sketchbook tour I promised y'all, which I know I don't promise a lot of stuff, but yeah, I guess we're doing a sketchbook tour. So before we begin this, I want to show off this. This is going to be a custom siren head, so stay tuned for this. When the legs and rest of the body are finished, I'll post it on the progress on the community, and then I'm planning to use Sculpt It for the skin and the feet, and pipe cleaner wire for the fingers. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into this, okay? So before we get into the main sketchbook, yes, I usually just use composition notebooks because they're the easiest to find. They're cheaper than actual sketchbooks. But we're gonna get into pictures I actually took out from other sketchbooks I had, and ones I wanted to actually save because I was really proud of them. So first are these 2 pages I fold up, which are these. These are just random characters I made up on the spot and did, which I wasn't really knowing where I was going with it. I was just doing random designs and just came up with these. So yeah, hope you like them. The next is something I did when I was in doing testing for for star testing for school, and I did these sketches on the what's it called, scratch piece of paper we were provided with. So I did this weird insect thing because I was bored. Did a weird face hugger that kind of just looks like it's like a potato thing. Some anatomy, and then this. I don't really know what to call her. I was just bored and I just came up with this on the spot. Well, not on the spot, but just planning it out. Next is some bendy designs. This is the cartoon bendy, the bendy and the ink machine bendy, beast bendy, and the dark revival bendy. Hope you like them. And on the back, if you can see it, I did this drawing of an elf girl with a glass of wine. And I'm really proud of the tattoos, actually, and the hair. I'm really glad how those turned out. Which the eyes were actually hardest to do, and they were just a nightmare. Along with the hand. The hand was also a nightmare. And yes, this is traced in pen. Next is probably one of my most favorite drawings of my characters is Jade, which she actually has a backstory. So basically, Jade, she's a college student in university. She's basically very cold towards everyone and basically doesn't talk much. She doesn't really care what others think of her. She has piercings, and if you can see in the corner, she does smoke occasionally. But yeah, she was probably one of my most favorite characters I did. I might trace this onto Flip a Clip and color it. I'm not sure yet, but I'm debating on it. So I hope you like this. And then probably most of y'all are gonna judge me for this one. Yeah, probably most of you are gonna judge me for this one. But if you know Kaiju Girls, I did my 2 favorite ones, which was Godzilla and Earth Godzilla. Well, two of my favorite designs of them. And yes, I actually do simp for Earth Godzilla, Kaiju Girl Earth Godzilla, and Kaiju Girl Godzilla. Yeah, I do simp, so judge me and I won't care. And then these 2, the last 2 are some Shin Godzilla designs I was doing. Which, is there anything on the back? No. So that was this Shin Godzilla design. And then the last one of paper I took out was some more Shin Godzilla and a weird lizard thing I was doing. And a weird dragon right here. But mainly these 3 are Shin Godzilla designs I was doing. So those were pages I took out and saved in my drawer. Now the next is the sketchbook. So the first start off, this I remember this. So this was also I forgot to mention these are all um sketches I did in 2025. So this year. So these are not old or these are not old. These are recent drawings. So this was a Rodin drawing in my art style that I was doing, but I kind of didn't know where I was going with it, and I eventually gave up on it. So, oh, and these, if you see the wording, those were just songs I was listening to, and I wrote them down to save them so I wouldn't forget the names. This was just some anatomy I was working on when I was still practicing. Oh yeah, so I did this character and a Wendigo and a Wendigo unfinished Wendigo hand and a leg of a deer or a Wendigo. But yeah, I have been getting into drawing people lately, so yeah. And this used to be my sister's composition notebook, but she gave it to me, so. Okay, so these other few pages were just some Wendigo designs I was doing. So that was one, and then these were some Wendigo heads I was also designing. And just like the other one, this was Wendigo planning, and then okay, so I remember this page. This page was me still trying to work on a Wendigo design that was good, and this one was actually based on the Wendigo from Antlers, which really good movie. Highly recommend it. Another Wendigo based on Antlers, and this one was based on a fan art, which I was trying to do, but I didn't know how to do the human skulls, so I kind of gave up. And yes, so this was the official Wendigo design I did. Let me back it up. So this was the official one. As you can see, the Wendigo head will have these red markings on its head. It will have more human-like teeth, and this will be the body design, and will have a tail and a furred pelt. Okay, so this was some more human drawings I did. Actually, no, hold on. I don't care what people see, actually. So, yeah, I do draw anthros. Anthros, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's basically like animals with humanoid bodies, I guess you could say. And this was one of the ones I did. And some more anatomy, weird creature with a sewed on chest. More anatomy. And then this is another character I'm keeping, which is Yuki. She also kind of has a backstory. She's also, once again, a college student at a university. I'm debating on her going to the same college as Jade. I'm not sure, but she's basically like the total opposite of Jade. She's very quiet, very innocent, and doesn't really do a lot of talking. She's very shy. This was some more people drawings I was doing. This was gonna be like these two again, but where he's hugging her, but I didn't really know how to do it, so I kind of gave up. But these two on the top, I am really proud of how it turned out. These are also not official characters. These were just random drawings I was doing. Oh, another character I did, which was another Anthro character I did, which was Kate. I don't really know what she is. I think I'm debating on her being a wolf. I'm pretty sure. But I'm also really liking how she came out. Oh, so these were some weird creatures I was doing. I don't know what this one was gonna be, but I do know these two. This one was gonna be this one, and this one were gonna be biblical creatures from the Bible. This was gonna be Behemoth, and this was gonna be Leviathan. This one, I am not sure what I was doing. I think it reminds me of like the Rake or something. Oh, I remember this. I was watching Jazza, and he was doing looking at how creatures in books were described as, and then drawing them out as they were described in the books. And the two that he did was the Fell Thing and the Balrog. and I tried to do the bell thing in my the fell not bell thing fell thing in my style, and this was gonna be the Balrog in my style, which I'm liking. I'm liking the head. I really like it, and the horns. So this might be a future. This once I get better, this might be a future design for the Balrog. And more fell thing art. Oh, okay, this is one of my favorite pages actually. So these were the designs of, in my style, of How to Train Your Dragon. Except this one. This one I didn't really know what I was doing. It was just a doodle to fill up space. But here you have the Skrill, the Zippleback, Monstrous Nightmare, Terrible Terror, the Skuldrin, Night Fury, the Gronkle, and Deadly Natter. I don't really know what this one was gonna be. Like I said, it was just a doodle. These were just random designs I was doing. This one kind of reminds me of like a weird Muppet from the Muppet Show, if you've ever seen it. You know, with like Kermit the Frog and all. But I don't really know what I was doing. This is just random things, I guess. Oh, so this was a design of character I saw and wanted to do. Which, if you saw the my video of the gotcha reaction of this character as a Wendigo, yes, that's gonna be the official thing. This one was something I was debating on, but I kept the drawing and I really do like it. This is gotta be one of my favorite human drawings, along with Jake. Okay, so this was debating on doing another design for the Jersey Devil. Once again, I'm debating on these. I debate on a lot of drawings I do, sadly, but it was really hard drawing this because there were so many designs for the Jersey Devil to go inspiration off of. I really didn't know what I was doing, so. Okay, so these were some, once again, there's a person right there of a practice anatomy and all that kind of stuff, but these were some dragon designs I was doing, which I found out dragon wings would not go like this. They would actually, this part of the wing of the membrane would actually not go here. They would go all the way to the end of the tail, almost. Kind of like how a Pteranodon's wings function, where the wing membrane goes from that last bone on the wing to their legs. That's how it would go. That would be the same thing for dragons, where it would go from this bone all the way to the tail. Some weird hybrid dinosaur designs and a dragon head. And yeah, as you can see, I don't really know how to fill up space, which is why I'm watching draw sessions. He's helping me do that. Really good YouTuber, really good art YouTuber. Highly recommend his channel. Go check him out. I'll link his channel in the description. Oh, so this was another character I did, Cade. I'm still planning her story, but I also really like her design, eye patch, and as you can see, this sword she has, this is not a real sword from any game. This is just a sword I made up on the spot, but this sword in her story, she got from a high rank demon soldier from the Demon King. Yeah, when she was slaying him. Yeah, and also she has a dragon tooth dagger. The eye under her eye patch is is blind, as you can see. So yeah, hope you like her design. Oh, so these were some drawings I was doing of our OCs. This guy's a friend of mine from school, and his OC, Springboy86, very good friend of mine. But as you can see my OC, Dustin's OC, and Ripper's OC, and a random room cage. And you all noticed one. This was the big chap drawing I did. Sorry, I got the hiccups. But you all know this one. This was the drawing I posted on my shorts of the big chap drawing. I'm really proud of this one because it was the best xenomorph drawing I've ever done. So I was really proud of this. And then you have a predator drawing I did. I'm not really liking how it turned out, so I might remake it someday, but yeah, so I might remake it. You have a drawing of Miss Circle. I really sucked at this. It wasn't one of my best days. So yeah. Another character. Yeah, I draw a lot of female characters in the sketchbook. But this was Sam again, like Cade. And like Cade, I'm not sure of her story yet. Oh, you have another drawing of Jade with a cigarette in her mouth. If you can read that, it says, just let me smoke in peace. Yeah. You have another drawing of Yuki. Some weird creature design. This one, I don't know what I was doing, but I really like the head on this. I was really loving how, like, the mouth is just like this to where it's just skin, and then just ends in this, like, almost bone-like texture, almost. I might think that is bone, I'm not sure. You have a wing here and a dragon. Hold on, let me pull it up. So this was a dragon I did, and this is, like, based on, like, how we thought dragons were originally, where they were just green, scaly creatures with bright red wings. This is a side profile I did of... What was her name? Hold on. Let me go back. Kate, that was her name, Kate. So yeah, this was a side profile I did of Kate, which I might remake, I'm not sure. So this was an Enderman drawing I was doing, and before y'all freak out or start saying stuff, this was way before the Minecraft movie ever came out. And I was just bored, so I was just doodling. So yeah. Okay, so you got some SCP drawings here. This was 096, 939, and 049. Which says this turned out to be my official design for 939. And 096 eventually gets a remake, which this was going to be the original design, but I didn't feel it fit my art style at all because of how realistic it was. Like, how you can see the ribs fully and everything, and I just really wasn't feeling it, so I eventually redid it. This was going to be a drawing of SCP-3199. Very disturbing SCP, never liked it, and I was always scared of it. I just found it really disturbing. Some more attempts at 939, again, wasn't one of my best days. Oh, I remember this guy. If you don't know this guy, this was from the SCP universe. This was the Scarlet King. Really cool SCP. One of my favorites, actually, and I really like how he turned out. And this one I also really like. This was, if y'all didn't know from the SCP universe, the Scarlet King actually does have a wife, which is SCP-2747. I do not know her name, but all I know is her number. But, this was his wife. I looked up a lot of fan art of her to, get her, hair exactly right, which, to be honest, reminds me of, like, thorns. Some wyvern fan art I did. Me and my friend Ava were scrolling on YouTube, and we found this character which was from a game called Caught by Spider, and this was the character. Her name was Spider, and I decided to attempt to draw her. This was not one of my best until I redid it, and this was the page I redid it on. Really liking how she turned out, and this is actually what she somewhat looks like in the game, which is just like it's one of those games where you don't really move around, but instead, like, the character is just, like, drawn in there, and you just reply to her with certain options you're given, where you can decide it's going to be a good ending or bad ending. Got another Scarlet King art. This I did. Not one of my best days. Some other art I did of characters, which this was going to be a lichen beast, which, if you don't know what a lichen beast is basically people with animalistic traits such as ears or tails or scales, like crocodiles or whatever. And this was a doodle I did of a lichen beast, and really liked it, and I decided to name her Nicole. And I ended up drawing her. And just like Cage, she also has an eye patch. Really like how she turned out. Some more anatomy I was working on. Really like this drawing of the hair. I really do. Oh yes, this was one I was doing where I was figuring out my art style for SCP-966, also known as Sleep Killer. These were some concepts of him, which just turned out to be the official head concept if the camera will focus. If I can back it up enough. Okay, this turned out to be the official concept heads for SCP-966. And then this was going to be, once I try to do this again, this will be the official body design of him. And I might do him in drawing cartoons. I always try to make his model, but I have so many models I need to make it. I'm running low. Not on space, but in, well, time, because I'm so caught up in a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, so this is going to be the official design for 096. I don't care if you said, but the realistic one where it has more rib definition or whatever looks better or yada yada yada. I don't care. I like this one better. And the fingers will be elongated.
I find your reply to be logical.
Oh, I remember this one. This one I'm really proud of. This was actually Shockwave in my art style. I really like this one. This has got to be one of my best Transformer arts I did. So really happy how this one turned out. This is some art I did of my OC. This was art I did of my OC like freaking out due to too much stress or something. This was a picture of Jade and my OC after just eating someone, I guess. Anyway, these were some other creature designs I was doing. Again, don't really know what I was doing. I was just doodling. Once again, a doodle page. This is a weird leech creature I was doing. I don't know really what I was doing, but I like it. It's a gruesome looking leech. Wyvern drawing I never got to finish. Head kind of reminds me of the Alpha Tyrannosaur from Primal. Very brutal dinosaur show. Oh, this is a really one I really did like. This was a wyvern drawing I did of him, of this wyvern on a cliff and just burning the whatever was below. But I really do like this drawing. Oh, okay, so this one I also do like. This was another like random page where I did whatever. You have some anatomy, weird creature that kind of reminds, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know he's from Pillar Chase on Roblox. You have Jeff the Killer, and then my ultimate form. So really liking how these turned out. Spinosaurus. Bendy. Don't judge me on this, but this is just my general type, I guess. Yeah, don't judge me. Okay, so these were other concepts for Bendy, and because my stupid self eventually started leaning towards the original, where you had the more humanoid legs instead of the digigrade, like in Dark Revival. So I started doing some more concepts, and yeah. I think I eventually lost the tail. I didn't really like it, I guess. This was a random page I did. I think this is going to be like the more humanized Wendigo and a weird catnap drawing I was doing, but I eventually gave up on. And then you have some a 966 hand, Shin Godzilla, and then Bendy from the Dark Revival. Another Bendy drawing. Really like the hips on this one, how bony they look. And the head. I really like the head and the grin and the glove. Oh, I remember this. This was one of my boredom days, and I just decided to draw a cartoon cat Siren Head and Long Horse. I didn't really do Long Horse justice. I don't really like how it turned out, but with Cartoon Cat and Siren Head, love them. Love the, can't really say it on YouTube, so stains on their hands and mouths. Really like how those turned out. Yes, I've been meaning to post this drawing. This was for JW Studios, which she's another favorite YouTuber of mine. He's actually doing his own show, and he's doing his own little cartoon show called the Apocalypse Party, which I am rooting for him. He actually released some merch recently, and he actually turned the Finance of Freddy's characters into corrupteds into little custom figures, which turned out amazing. He recently did Bonnie, and because he's done Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie. His last one he'll be doing for the FNAF 1 crew is Foxy. Really liking how his figures turned out, and he's actually gonna be gonna be working on a graphic novel for the Apocalypse Party, so that's gonna look cool when it releases. But anyway, off topic. This is gonna be a design of what if a person turned into a corrupted, and this is what I had in mind, where this person is corrupted, just kind of just like roams the swamps, and his body is decaying slowly due to how weak it's getting, and like strands of hair just hanging off of it. These will be its ears that it eventually adapted due to being blind with no eyes, instead of just because its eyes would have liquefied, and all that would be left is the eye sockets with the stranded skin hanging over the eye socket, and so it would be blind, and so it would eventually adapt these ears in so that way it can hear, and the jaw would be able to be broken and unhinged for eating purposes. But due to how weakened it's got, and how the corrupted is desperately trying to keep the body from decaying so much to where it doesn't have a host anymore, that the stomach just eventually just collapsed, and it fell apart, just revealing the spine, as you can see right here. And so even when it eats, it just starves, making you feel pity for this creature and to put it out of its misery when it's desperately trying to survive, not knowing it's slowly dying. So corrupted you can feel bad for, even though it's going to kill you either one way or another. Oh, these were some other designs of corrupteds I was doing for JW Studios of a corrupted bird that would eventually just, when it got corrupted, its body just twisted and malformed to where its skin would just be stretched to its limits, and its wings would almost be like how we did corrupted Chicas, where they would just become ragged and old, and to where it couldn't look like it couldn't be able to fly, but still could. And this thing would actually be a female bird, so eventually it would lay chicks, which this would be the chick right here. And you have a weird rat corrupted I did, but he already did the Rat King, so. But then again, this could be one of its servants if you wanted to. Some creature designs. This is a weird eyeball thing I drew. Another weird bird creature. Drake. And not as in the singer, these were actually mythical creatures called drakes, where they looked like dragons, but they didn't have the wings, and were much smaller in size, close to the size of a timber wolf, which they are actually really big. Some cartoon cat drawings, and yeah, that's the end of it. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notifications of new uploads I do on my channel, and I hope you like it. Oh, and also, this is a weird thing that I did out of wire and out of a pipe cleaner, and eventually just burned it, and this is how it came out. Really like it. And the weird thing is, let me position the camera. Well, hold on, it stands over here, hold on. Move this. it does stand. Surprisingly, I do not know how, but it does. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned next time for more uploads, and see you later.